And the dream season is now complete. The Golden State Warriors are the 2015 NBA champions. Their first title in 40 years.
So as you guys know, the Golden State Warriors in 2015 won the NBA championship. Curry plays good, Draymond plays good, Klay plays good, Iguodala plays good, and Curry gets robbed of a Finals MVP. Now, I do want to clarify before I get on to why I think the 2016 Cavs has an asterisk next to it. I do believe the 2015 Warriors does have an asterisk next to it too. Kyrie got injured, Love got injured before the series even started, and LeBron just got worn out the entire series. I do think the Warriors still would have won with them, but it's, that's just how it is. It's 2016. The Golden State Warriors absolutely obliterated the entire NBA. They go 73-9. Curry wins MVP of the entire regular season, averaging 30 points per game, and they complete the dream record. The Cleveland Cavaliers end up getting the first seed in the East. They torment the Raptors as usual in the Eastern Conference Finals and move on to play the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. LeBron's playing great. Kyrie's playing great and proving to be possibly LeBron's greatest teammate of all time. That is until Anthony Davis, of course, personally my opinion, but they move on to play the Warriors in the finals. The Warriors pull off a win in Game 1 with Kyrie and Love leading the rebounds and points. Draymond Green ends up with 28 points, having a monster performance in the game, saving the Warriors. The Cavs dominate Game 3, and in Game 4, Curry has a very underlooked performance of 38 points as the Warriors cruise to victory by 9 points to make the series 3-1, almost an impossible deficit to accomplish. And, history was then made after that.
A finals record now for most threes by a team. Curry had a notion there to Barnes. Green and James.
And if you guys do remember, at the end of Game 4, Draymond Green ended up getting a flagrant with LeBron James for being a total idiot, as you just saw in the clip. He kept trying to set a moving screen for Curry to try and get him open, and ended up getting frustrated with LeBron, and then LeBron steps over him, and Draymond got a little bit more frustrated. The Warriors did end up winning this. Obviously, that is how they went up 3-1, but this game unfortunately put Draymond in suspension for Game 5, which changed the rest of the series. And some of you guys may be wondering why it's such a big deal that Draymond Green ended up getting suspended, and why I'm trying to say that it basically changed the whole series. This isn't the only reason. There's one more player we'll get to, and for major reasons. But Draymond Green was playing amazing. Curry, Klay, everyone was basically playing down except for some of the bench players, like Sean Livingston, I believe, was playing pretty good. Harrison Barnes wasn't playing good at all. Draymond was pretty much the only one doing work for the Warriors and keeping them alive in this series. And it's just unfortunate that he ended up getting suspended, and, well, history shows that that was very unfortunate. He had 28 points in a game. I believe it was Game 4. He had like 5 threes in the first half, just playing amazing, and he was basically putting the Warriors on his back. And I believe that he would have gotten Finals MVP had the Warriors won, and Curry would have lost another Finals MVP. The other player I wanted to talk about is Andrew Bogut. Andrew Bogut, not the greatest player in the world, but Andrew Bogut was shot blocking everything, as you can see right before the injury. Just absolutely destroying at the rim. He was basically the only big man for the Warriors at the team. They also had Anderson Varejao. It's Anderson Varejao. Andrew Bogut, the only one doing work, ends up getting injured. No more shot blockers for the Warriors, and you'll see what that unfortunately led to in Game 5. As you guys know, in Game 5, LeBron ends up going off, dominating on each end of the floor. Kyrie ends up having the game of his life in the NBA Finals, and them two just play out of their mind, each dropping 41 points, and I believe the first time two players have dropped over 40 points in the NBA Finals and maybe even the playoffs. But they both end up playing out of their mind. LeBron had 41, only 4 threes. Kyrie had 41 on 5 for 7 shooting. They just play amazing. But if we look at it, LeBron had 12 field goals in Game 5 that were not threes, so in the paint, and 1 mid-range. Kyrie ended up having 12 field goals, just as LeBron. Now, if we go back to Game 1, LeBron ended up having 7 field goals, and Kyrie ended up having 6 field goals, and we compare that to the 12 from each of them, both of them pretty much doubling the field goals that they had from Game 1 to Game 5. In Game 2, in which the Cavs lost by an insane amount, a huge point margin between the two teams, LeBron ended up with 6 field goals, and Kyrie this time with only 5. So, if you can't tell, there's a pretty big difference in the paint and inside the three-point line field goals for the two. And here's the part that may shock you if you didn't see Andrew Bogut as a pretty key piece to the Golden State Warriors in their 2016 finals run, 73-9, one of the greatest teams ever. Andrew Bogut had 5 blocks in Game 2. That game where LeBron had only 6 field goals inside the three-point line and Kyrie had 5, Andrew Bogut had 5 blocks that game. I mean, if that's not enough proof, then let's try one more. Now, if we do going into Game 4 in which the Warriors do win to go up 3-1, LeBron did have a lot of field goals. He had 10, Kyrie with 12, both having an insane amount. But if we look at the blocks total from that game, Draymond had 3, Andrew Bogut had 1, Draymond had 2 steals. So the defense is really going for Draymond. Andrew Bogut is playing great defense throughout the whole series. And then obviously we get into Game 5 and Game 6, and well, LeBron's just blocking Curry left and right, absolutely just mocking the Warriors and just dominating on the offensive end, defensive end, and the Warriors have nobody stopping either Kyrie or LeBron, especially once they get in the paint. Curry did end up getting frustrated in Game 6, obviously throwing his mouthpiece at a fan, going absolutely wild, and he ended up getting thrown out of the game. It wasn't the best show of sportsmanship or absolutely anything, but that ended up being a key piece to the Cavs. Obviously, Curry getting frustrated. Not good for Game 7. As you can see, the emotions running wild, and this kind of fed into it a little bit too. Game 7, there really is no asterisk to do with. Both teams not really playing the greatest. Draymond Green being probably the only player that I would say had a great performance in Game 7. Obviously, Kyrie with, the shot, and LeBron with the block. Probably the 2 greatest moments, and probably two of the greatest finals moments ever. But Draymond Green with probably the only really good performance in that Game 7 with 32 points, 9 assists, and 14 rebounds, and even add the 2 steals on top of that. Draymond Green playing really amazing, and no one else could really pick up. So, I mean, there's not much to say about Game 7. They didn't really play the best, and the Cavs ended up being a little bit more clutch at the end. Obviously, the Warriors not scoring for the last however so long, like 6 minutes. So, yeah, LeBron had the block, Kyrie had the shot, and that was history. However, there is one more point that I want to bring up just to kind of defend the Warriors a little bit, is the series right before the NBA Finals. The Warriors ended up having an insane battle with the Thunder, probably one of my favorite series ever. However, I am a Warriors fan, and I hope I made this video as unbiased as possible with reasonable facts and stuff, but, the Warriors go down 3-1 against the Thunder and have to pull out everything they can to beat them. You can say Durant, Westbrook choked or whatever. The Warriors played out of their mind. Game 5, Curry with 31 points starts playing amazing. Game 6, Klay Thompson goes off for an NBA record in the playoffs, 11 threes. And then in Game 7, Curry goes off for 36 points and almost gets a triple-double. Curry played amazing, ended up leading the Warriors to the finals. Obviously not having a very good finals along with Klay, Harrison Barnes, and pretty much everyone but Draymond Green and Andrew Bogut, who unfortunately were the 2 that ended up getting put out of the final. So that sucked. But the Warriors did have a Game 7 or 7-game series with the Thunder right before the NBA Finals. So, I mean, it's pretty reasonable to assume that they were pretty worn out and tired. Obviously, Curry and Clay being tired, considering they carried the Warriors in this series to come back. And Curry's ankle being a problem pretty much the whole playoffs. And it's kind of a debate whether or not it was bothering him, and that might have affected whether he's off. You know, he's not going to complain about it. That'd be kind of childish, but that could be a reason that also leads into the finals. So I don't want to take away from greatness, you know, the 3-1 finals comeback. And I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I hope it was pretty good. Please like and subscribe. If you're a Cavs fan, a LeBron fan, please don't be mad at me. I think LeBron is the second greatest player ever behind Jordan, and I can make a whole video on that if you don't believe me, but I really do believe that. But that doesn't take away from LeBron at all. I think Curry's probably top 15 ever, maybe 12 all time. I made my own list. LeBron second all time. So I'm not trying to completely take away from the greatness of this finals comeback, but this is more so to defend the Warriors a little bit because, you know, 3-1. It's kind of embarrassing. And even if Draymond and Bo got suspended or injured, they still should have won this final. So that's really no excuse. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. See ya.